Hey everyone, thanks for joining today. Well, clutch number 3 has finally shed out, so today we are going to take a look at them with their fresh new skin and get them into their new baby bins. So stick around. I'm Jack and you're watching Python Addiction. Hey everyone, thanks for joining today. So as I said in my intro, we are going to be going over clutch number 3. This is their first viewing since they've been out of the shell. They have had their first shed now, and they've been in the incubator. It was about 12 days total after they hatched in order to go through and shed out appropriately. So we're going to show them off with their fresh new skin to see exactly what we have and get them into their new baby bins. So we're going to switch right over to the overhead camera now, and as we can see, we have a whole lot of banana. So we are going to go through, and I didn't do this the last time when I was on my last video for clutch number 1 when I pulled everything out and weighed them. I didn't weigh them on camera because I didn't have my scale handy. Today I have my scale handy, so we are going to weigh these babies as we pull them out so we can get their weights right off the bat. And all of that, like every other thing that I do, is tracked using Husbandry.pro. So these are all different pieces of information, and getting their initial weight helps me to know when they're available for sale, because as I stated before, I like to make sure that they've had like 5, 6, 7 feedings before I normally put them up. But if I am doing any type of shipping, I also like to make sure that they're over 100 grams in weight before I even consider shipping. So there are occasions to where a baby is less than the rest, so they may need a few extra meals in them before they're actually ready for shipping. And I do that for the safety of the animal, and it's just my preference in that regard there of how I go about when it comes to the shipping aspect. But when I do things like shows, I'll go through and bring them as soon as they've had at least around 5 to 6 meals. Then I look at that as they're eating, they're established, and I'll bring them to shows accordingly. And I say that as I'm actually recording this the night before a show. None of the babies that I've produced so far are going to be able to actually go to this coming up show because they've only had approximately 3 feedings in total so far for clutch number 1. A couple of them have eaten a 4th meal, but they are all on frozen thawed now, which is definitely a good thing. But it's going to take a few more feedings before I can actually have them available to bring to shows and everything like that, because I like to make sure that they're very well established. So again, we're going to go right over to this, and this pairing again is with my boy Anubis, who is banana and pastel, to my darker Enchi girl, Athos, or not Athos, this was with Amber, and she's on the darker side for an Enchi girl, and that is showing through in some of these babies, as we will immediately start to go through and look. Well, first one here we're going to pull right out of this bin. This is going to be baby number 1 here, and as you can see, absolutely beautiful. This is a pastel and banana baby, and I'm going to gender him just to gender him, but I will pretty much guarantee that these babies, bananas, are all boys, as Anubis is a male maker. So we will go through, and again, I just very gently pop, and there are the hemipenes, so this is a boy. And we will get him right onto the scale, and he is coming in at 68 grams. 68 grams. That's a nice weight for a baby. So absolutely beautiful. We'll show him over here on the front facing camera if it will focus on him and not me. Absolutely beautiful baby boy. Yeah. This camera, unfortunately, is not going to like focusing on these guys, so because my face is right here. So maybe we'll just continue doing the overheads a little bit more for these guys. But absolutely beautiful pastel banana boy. And we will move right on to number 2. So I'm back, and we're going to go into number 2 here. And let's pick this one right here. This is a really, really good example, I think, of showing some of the differences when it comes to how the genes show up. So this is banana and enchi. No pastel in this particular baby, but you can tell that it's the enchi because almost all of the alien heads are missing, and there's no extra blushing like there was in the other boy along the backing, except for down here, and that's common. But very, very clean enchi banana boy. And we will double check, just like with the other one, that he is in fact a boy, because there is, again, a slight chance of crossover. But no, he's got 2 hemipenes, so this is definitely a boy. And we will weigh him. And he is at 66 grams. So just about the same weight as his brother. Again, absolutely beautiful boy. Maybe this will focus if I move my head this way a little bit. Absolutely gorgeous. But it goes to show you, and now this purple color tone that's in here right now will dim down a little bit as he ages, but that yellow will kind of brighten a little bit as he gets older. So you'll get to see that come through, and then as he picks up spots, because he's banana, he will pick up spots as he ages. Right now he has 0 spots. None of these babies that I have seen so far have any spots on them, as far as the bananas go. So they'll get their spots as they get older. So we will move on to number 3. And I'm back for number 3 here. We're going to continue with the banana phase here. And let's go with this one. This one here is all 3 genes. This is going to be a banana, pastel, and enchi. And again, going over the basis, when you're looking at the alien heads, you get some of the pastel marking that's coming across here, but not a lot. It's very muted, and then it comes into some of that more enchi looking markings that were on the other boy that we just saw. Another good indicator of the pastel is how the yellow banding comes up, and it kind of fades right out on the sides. So those are good markings there. And lastly is looking right at his head. His head is just a little bit lighter in his head stamp. And we'll really get this up there. His head stamp is lighter than his brother's are, which helps, except for the other pastel banana boy. But his head stamp is going to be lighter, which definitely shows off that he has the pastel in there. So again, we're going to just very simple do a pop on him if he will give me his tail. Come on, baby boy. Once again, pop through, and we've got hemipenes. So another boy in this mix. So we will weigh him, and he's a little bit lighter, coming in at 60 grams. So what does that tell me? That tells me that when I go to feed, I just got to make sure to watch that he eats, and he might take an extra meal or two before he becomes available for people to purchase. So that's all that means, and we'll show him on this camera here. Again, absolutely beautiful baby. Oh, there's a really good shot. So there we go with baby number 3, and we'll get him into his bin and move on to baby number 4. And I am back again. So we are on to baby number 4, and we will go with, we have another Enchi and banana here. Once again, you can see how all of the side pattern has pretty much no dots in it versus looking at something like this one and you having all of the dots in here. Seeing all of the dots versus no dots. So this one again is just a Enchi and banana. And we'll show him here. Again, another great little picture. Show of this baby boy. And we'll come back over. And once again, do the pop just to double check. Because you never know if you get a crossover event until you check, and there's the hemipenes once again. So another baby boy, and we will weigh him. Oh no, you got to actually get on the scale, baby boy. And he's at 57, so just a little bit lighter. And that's perfectly fine with them being a little bit lighter. It just means they might need a few extra meals in them. They will put on the weight without a problem. Sometimes I get heavier babies, sometimes I get lighter babies, and we've got a baby trying to escape over here. So each one is unique and individual in their own way, and that is perfectly fine. So there's another shot of this baby boy, boy number 4. And we'll move right on to the next one. And since we're doing all the bananas right now, let's go ahead and work on number 5 since I am back. And this is going to be another pastel banana boy. Another pastel banana boy. Originally, when I did the cutting, I thought that I might have just a normal banana with nothing else in there, but I kind of lucked out and I got pastels, the pastel bananas all the way through with these instead of getting just a single gene banana. Absolutely beautiful boy. Once again, the lighter head stamp on there and some of the yellowing on the sides. Absolutely beautiful baby boy here. And once again, we will just double check, make sure that he's okay, and he's, oh, let me get your tail, baby. Yeah, I know you don't like this, but I need to double check that you're a baby boy. This one's going to be a little difficult for me. He's fighting me. He's like, no. Come on, give me your tail. He's being difficult. And that's fine. I will gender this one later on. Probably I'll do it. I might do it in another video, but I'll gender him later on because he's giving me a hard time. But I'm pretty sure that he's going to be coming out to being a boy in any event, as again Anubis is a male maker, and he is 52, 51, 52 grams. So he's one of the lighter babies so far. So here we go with a picture of him here. Again, another beautiful baby. I love some of the different variation when it comes to the pattern and everything like that. But now we will move on with number 6. And I am back. And number 6, we're just going to pick this one right up out of the mix here. So out of this mix here, we have what looks to be one Enchi and 2 normals. One Enchi and 2 normals. So this would be an Enchi, once again. Most of the pattern on their sides. It's got a couple of dots here and there, but most of it is completely blown out. So definitely an Enchi, and on the darker side, like Mom. So I'm wondering if that darker Enchi is a specific like line trait or something for this girl, because she's darker than some of the other Enchis that I have. And we'll move her to this camera so you guys can see here just how beautiful this baby is. And my normal luck is when I have a whole bunch of boy bananas, everything else that comes out is normally a girl. So we will check and see. No hemipenes showing up here, so far that holds true. This is a baby girl, and she is at 60 grams. And now I'm actually going to mark on her card here female, since this is the first female out of a batch, and I know that all of the bananas were boys, or pretty much guaranteed that they were all boys. But here she is once again. Absolutely beautiful baby girl. And we will move on to the next. We're down to the final 2. And these last 2, I'm going to call them normals. And I'm going to call them both normals because they look normal. Normal is very, very variable in its patterning and how light and dark it is, but there's enough, like in this particular one, there's enough dots. This could be Enchi, but there's enough of the different alien head markings in both of these to pretty much tell me that they are normals. And this one actually has a very tiny piece of, oh, there was a small piece of stuck shed on this one's head, which fell right off, so that was very good. And now the pairing that I did for this particular pairing there's no known hets or anything in the pairing, so I'm not expecting any of these to have any type of het influence or anything like that going on. But we will go ahead and get these gendered, and like I said before, oh, I got an escapee here. You gotta stay in there. No, you gotta stay in there. No, this one does want to be gendered like the other baby boy. Oh, come on. Come on. Calm down for a minute. I'll let you calm down. This is one of the things that I try doing sometimes to just calm them down, is trying to get them, just cover them up a little bit, let them kind of ball up on their own, and sometimes that works to calm them down when they are little babies. And attempt the roll. Again, no hemipenes there. So this is another girl, just a baby girl normal. And she decided to change her units to ounces. Well, you gotta get weighed in grams. And she is 61 grams. So we will just immediately go through and swap these two real quick. And look at this baby normal as well. I mean, even the normal pattern looks absolutely fantastic in the end. Every single one is uniquely different. I like all of that variation. So some people have asked me, they're like, well, what's the give on normals? And I'm like, normals can be just as beautiful for people as any of the different genetic combos that are out there. I am going to attempt to pop while I have this baby nice and calm, and also no hemipenes. So another girl, and she's coming in at 56 grams. 56 grams. So I'm going to mark both of these cards accordingly, and we will call this girl number 7 and this girl number 8. And as you can see, I actually switched my cards around. I was using paper cards for a while, but I actually switched to these aluminum ones because I can peel the stickers off and reuse the cards. So it's a really nice way to kind of recycle a little bit. I can layer on a couple of the stickers and reuse them a few times before I have to worry about peeling them off. But definitely something, and they're not that expensive either. But they're a little bit more rigid, and I don't have to worry about them getting wet when I'm like cleaning out the bins, rinsing them out under the water or anything like that. The cards getting wet doesn't matter when it comes to them being this aluminum, thin aluminum. So, but there we go here, this baby normal. And there you guys have it. We have gone through the entire clutch for clutch number 3. Once again, clutch number 2, unfortunately, none of those eggs made it through incubation. I did lose that entire clutch, and I was a little saddened by that, but that's one of those things that you kind of have to expect when it comes to getting into breeding in general. So it's something that I've kind of have to work with. So as always, if you like this video, please do hit that like button, as that lets me know that you liked this type of content. And also, while you're at it, in the comments below, let me know if you like the banana morph. I know we've talked about the pied, and we've talked about cinnamon, and we've talked about a bunch of other genes. What about the banana? I mean, a lot of mine, I like the banana because I breed them. I like their look, and I like how they age out as they get more spots as they get older. but let me know in the comments below. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are on it. If you've made it this far into the video, and if you haven't done so already, please also consider subscribing. And while you're at it, clicking that notification icon, as that'll let you know when I do new videos. It is hatching season, so I am doing videos regularly, including live streams, which I will be having another live stream coming up as we start clutch number 5 or 6 that's going to be coming up for cutting soon. So you might want to be subscribed so you get those notifications when I go live for that. But until next time, I'm Jack. You've been watching Python Addiction. I love you guys.